What's happening? Hopefully everybody looking good, feeling good, smelling good this evening. I just had to drop a single, and it's called FIYAH. FIYAH, if you haven't heard it. And I get a lot of mixed comments. Not like bad reviews, which I kind of offer and willingly try to accept. Because I always say, if I'm showing my music to somebody, give me brutal honesty. Brutal honesty, that's all I want. But the main thing I get is this is something I smoke too. It's a great smoke song. Sing about that gas, sing about some weed, you know. So I just feel like this can clear up a lot of misconstrued misconceptions. Though this is something that when I was smoking, I would smoke too. Something that I would, you know, get a little off my rocker too. It's not about weed. Not about weed. Now, is it obvious that it does relate to it? Yes. I wrote it at a time where I was smoking. I was, you know, very enthusiastic about it. Shout out to FIYAH. But with time, it has grown and aged with me. I wrote it long before I recorded it, and it means a lot more than just weed. So I figured why not just do a quick breakdown. So, you know, while all of the reviews are coming in, while all the love is coming in, which I appreciate, by the way, y'all really been encouraging and reestablishing why I do this, why I speak the way I do, why I write the way I do, why I speak on the things that I speak about in my music, you know. So to hear and receive that it's been reaching people in a positive way, reaching people in a relatable way, or just, again, something to smoke to, it's appreciated. So thank you. But again, it's not about that, so let's dive into it. So to start off, I swear I want to quit, but it's something about that fire. Just like weed, you know how it always gets to the point, if you're a real smoker, it gets to the point where you like, bro, I swear I'm finna stop. I swear I'm done after this one, bro. This is my last session, this is my last Trey 5, this is my last KD, this is my last Zip, this is my last ounce, this is my last everything. It's my last cop, whatever. And then you turn around and you go right back. And then you like, bro, I swear I want to quit, bro, but I just can't do it. I can't stop. So, opposite of obviously it being about weed, as a dreamer, as a creative, as an ambitious mind, ambitious soul, as a follower of Christ, it gets hard to maintain and keep that vision all the time. When you got life to handle, when you got bills to handle, when you got work to manage, when you got family to take care of, when you got relationships, when you got friendships, when you got a bunch of stuff, responsibilities, just life. When you got a lot of life going on, it's hard to hold on to that fire. You know, that initial thing that keeps you, you know, fresh. You know how a kid sees a toy in a store, how a kid gets happy when you hand them a piece of candy. You know, just the brightness, the originality, just the light that comes from, you know, what they see, that is your fire. Everybody got something different. I feel like everybody got a skill, everybody got a talent that they're good at, that they're exceptional at. But you know, it takes time to really realize what that is. And for me, I'm blessed to be talented at a lot of things, but music is really like, it's hammered home for me. Like, music is really something that I just do. It's really me. And I love it. So for me, FIYAH is, you know, being creative with music, writing music, taking production courses, reaching out and networking with producers, different artists, just being in the studio, being in the environment of, music being made, playing the trombone, it's like music really is my fire. I get my passion, I feel the adrenaline for it. But with life, I swear I want to quit sometime, but it's something about that fire. It's something about that music. Damn. Something about that fire. It just do it for me. Everything I just said. Keep the goodies covered up, sealed quite beautifully. So we all done pearled a blunt of wood before. Sealed beautifully. Keeping the goodies covered up is being silent. I know a lot of people hear the term, everybody don't gotta know everything. Everything you gotta be spoken. You feel me? Because it doesn't. I feel like the more you speak, the more you say, the more you expose about something before it's come to fruition, the more danger you put it in of not coming to fruition. So keeping the goodies covered up is just keeping your mouth shut, sealing it beautifully, walking with grace, let people think you don't got nothing going on, not broadcasting everything that's behind the scenes, not having to display everything just for some false sense of notoriety, some false sense of wanting respect, or just having something to prove to people. I feel like a lot of people got that bad, and it's a human tendency. Like, I can't knock you for it. Who doesn't want to be looked at, with some form of respect, admiration, things of that sort. But keep the goodies covered up, seal it beautifully. Trick off of you, the blew through so much cheddar. Nature's aspirin, swear it make the head so much better. Trick off of you. We all know what tricking off is. But when you trick off for that fire, that's when you're investing in it. You're investing in your craft, you're investing in your ability, your skill set. You're trying to establish something. You're trying to make it more than what it was yesterday. Trick off you and blew through so much cheddar. When it comes to music, you buying studio time, you buying the producer's skill set, you paying for mixing, you paying for mastering, you paying for video shoots, you paying for, subscriptions, United Masters, DistroKid, TuneCore, like BandLab, whatever you got access to, whatever you can afford, whatever the case may be, you investing in it. And all of that varies, especially the higher the skill set is, people gonna want their money. And this is all if you can't do it yourself, which is why it's important to learn how to do a lot of this stuff by yourself. Save you a lot of money, by the way. But trick off for you, blew through so much cheddar. I have invested a lot of money into this craft. Nature's aspirin, swear make the head so much better. That was just a main line for me. Nature's aspirin, you say you're thinking too much, so I gotta go smoke. You say, my head hurt, I gotta go smoke, just to calm my nerves, just to make me feel relaxed, stuff like that. But nature's aspirin, music, it's natural. I'm a natural when it comes to music. And it makes my head calm down. It slows me down. It quiets my mind. It quiets the voices. It slows the pace of my thoughts down. It's just a mean two-way street, it's just two sides of two different coins, it's just the way you depend on looking at it. One is easier to look at, but one is more impactful to look at. That's why I love this song. I can smell you from a mile away. Cash, you can smell it from a mile away. But until you got another chapter written, read, until you finish writing a verse or finishing the song, until you, finish making a melody for a beat, finalize a bass line, until you, make 1,000 shots, until you you stay up, you stay active until you feel like it's complete. You know, sometimes you up to 5, 6 in the morning, no sleep. You know, just because you feel it, just because that urge is there, it has to get done. So when the sun come up, you look in the mirror, your eyes low, baggy, red, but you feel like you can fly, because it's like, I did it. Something just got completed, something that I'm passionate about, something that I feel is necessary, is done now. So I can fly at these heights. You know, that's why I imagine the most. I can see myself on stage. I can see myself in front of a crowd. I'm on a high right now. That energy, that adrenaline is there. My passion is at its highest. You know, people say I'm reeking, losing weeks of sleep. People say I'm reeking, you walk in, you smell like weed. Or people say I'm reeking, they say you arrogant. You full of yourself because you're confident in what you do. You're confident in your ability. You're confident in your dream. You're confident in your standards, in your morals. You're confident in who you are. So people say you reeking because what audacity do you have to believe in yourself? Alright. Makes sense to you. But, you know, being willing to stand on your own is what sets you apart from any and everybody, regardless of comments, regardless of reception. If you do it because you love it, it really won't matter. You know? So people say I'm reeking. People told me I'm arrogant. People told me I'm a coward. People told me, or just didn't understand, you know, certain actions, certain decisions, certain words, certain sayings. It's like, and you try to make it clear. You try to, you know, avoid a certain topic, or you try to attack it head on to, you know, get different perspectives, get different ideas. Like you just try. But at the end of the day, you still reeking. You reeking because you believe in yourself. You reeking because it's some energy in you. It's a God-like spirit that's coming out of you. You know, the gift that God gave you is showing. The energy God is putting through you and blessing you with is showing, and everybody can't handle that. You know, reasons why it varies, but we can get into that another time. People say I'm reeking, losing winks of sleep. We already talked about that. Like, stand up, because they say if you want to achieve that dream, you're going to miss some sleep. You're going to put in some work. It's going to be stressful. It's going to be hard. It's going to be challenging. You're not going to feel like it. You're not always going to be motivated. That's the truth. And I know that for a fact. Thinking I'm finna quit, knowing damn well I'll be coming back. So, in the midst of getting the comments, you know, of being full of myself, in the midst of being doubted, in the midst of, you know, life struggles, in the midst of depression, in the midst of feeling like therapy ain't working, in the midst of, you know, feeling like your relationship is taking a toll, in the midst of seeing family health declines and just funerals and arguments and like just broken friendships, broken relationships, self-doubt, you know, just self-sabotage. In the midst of all that, it makes you want to give up, because it's like, how dare I try to achieve some type of dream and I'm not doing my best? I don't feel like I'm doing my best. It doesn't look like, my current circumstance doesn't look like my best. It doesn't look like what I see for myself. And you feel entitled to it, and then it in turn can make you feel bitter, and then it can make you angry, it can make you resentful, and you just think, bro, I'm done. I'm done. I've put down the pen. I've told myself I'm retiring. I'm out. But you can't quit on what God gave you. You don't determine the terms of your growth. Nobody can dictate the terms of your growth. You know, and you sure don't get to pick the gift and the ability God's blessed you with. So once he gifts you with something, it's yours. So knowing damn well I be coming back, I'm always coming back to music. There's always another beat that sparks something. There's always another verse, always another bar. There's always something else. But for everybody, it's different. Damn well I be coming back because there's something about that fight. It's rough, bro. The state of the world right now is rough. People worried about paying student loans back. That's apparently going to be mandatory. People worrying about trying to find places to live. You got to make 3-4 times the rent just to barely get by, just to get approved. People worried about losing family. You know, it's growing up and seeing circumstances change, seeing dreams seemingly start to stray further and further away from you. People that you went to school with, people that you grew up with, change, die. And it's scary, especially around this, you know, officially grown but still a baby, as everybody like to say, when you're still in your 20s. It's terrifying, bro. This shit is terrifying. But it's something about the fire, bro. There's something in you that's keeping you here. Despite how rough it is, despite how confusing it is, despite how negative it is, despite how dangerous and how heartbreaking it can be, bro, there's something here that you know is for you. Everybody can't handle being rich. Everybody can't handle having power. Everybody can't handle being in the positions that they desire. But from what we see, we're all told to want the exact same thing. But we're all in different lanes. And unfortunately, when some people flourish in their lane, they feel like, okay, since I got out mine, you know, I'm gonna get off at this exit and leave everybody else in traffic. But at the same time, it's understandable. It's a human tendency. You don't want to look back. You don't want to be Lot's wife. You don't want to look back and get stuck where you at. You feel me? But I don't necessarily see how you can get out of that and leave when you have the ability to help somebody else in a worse position than you ever were not get out of their traffic. The fire in me, I feel, can help change and affect lives more than just hearing a catchy song that I can bounce my head to. You know, of course that's fun. Of course that's always, you know, it give you a good feeling, you know, to know that you can bring that type of energy and connection with strangers in a crowd. But it's fleeting. It's not timeless. Longevity ain't, you know, possible taking that type of route. I feel like I make timeless music that can affect and change people's lives for the better. And I don't want to just do that with music. I feel like music is a great way for me to get noticed. That fire that I have in me is going to be a great way for me to start business moves, networking, outreach programs, mentorships, production. You know, like, it's just so much. It's so much, bro. That the fire, it get bigger. It's just getting bigger, but I gotta be able to tame it, not let it get out of control, not let the fire consume me, not let it burn me with arrogance or envy and always feeling like I have to one-up somebody, like it's always competition, because honestly, it doesn't feel like any competition. I'm in my lane. I own my lane, you know? There's a lot of people, you know, who drive alongside me. You know, this person might pull ahead, You know, this person might be looking behind me. This person might be tailgating a little bit, but I own my lane. Don't nobody drive like me. And my drive, my dedication, my fire, I feel like it's really gonna help change people's lives. So my fire ain't just for me. It's for people similar to me in worse circumstances than me. There's more to it than the music. There's more to it than music. And I can't stop. I'm always come back. So, FIYAH, yeah, it's a great smoke song. I get it. It's great to smoke to, it's great to vibe to. And again, I appreciate the love, but it's so much deeper than weed, bro. That's why I tag it. It's not about weed. It's not about that for me. But you know, if that's what speaks to you, if that's what you take from it, by all means, it's more than that. It's so much more than that. And you are a lot more than that. You're a lot more than the people that doubt you. You're a lot more than the self-imposed thoughts try to tell you you're not. You're a lot more. You're a lot more valuable. You're a lot more humorous. You're a lot more talented. You're a lot more skilled. You're a lot more blessed. You're a lot more than you can allow yourself to be. You are amazing. You are fantastic. You look good, you feel good, you smell good. God loves you. I got love for you. You just gotta find that fire. Find your fire.